Now, last evening, we ran a story on our Thursday flagship true crime show, Murder Tapes. The show, which was titled Butchers of Nakuru, revisited the execution of 4 young men in Nakuru and laid bare the lies told by police regarding the macabre killings. We also featured former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, and rightfully so, because he was the minister in charge of security. He introduced Peter Mwanzo as the new police commander in Nakuru and faced cameras arrogantly, saying he should not be told anything about human rights when the new police commander begins to work. Now, a few hours ago, a team calling itself the Matiang'i Secretariat has released a statement in which the former cabinet secretary says, in part, Dr. Matiang'i's statement, as aired in the documentary, was taken out of context, as he is a great believer of human rights and the rule of law. We would wish to state that we empathize with the affected families and that we are aware of that investigations to the said incident by the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, have already commenced. End of quote. Now, Matiang'i appears to say that he was misquoted, but was he?
Huyu ndio police commander wetu mpya wa hapa. Baada atakuwa na sisi hapa, tasimamia kazi mpya. Kwa sababu tunataka uwajibikaji na kazi ifanyike vizuri, kwa sababu hatuwezi kuishi kwa nchi ambao wakora wanatembea kwa miji mpaka mchana. We are going to engage these people and we will deploy unprecedented fire and force kwa hao watu. Na mtu asije kunilecture mimi hapa kuniambia mambo ya human rights.
But even as Dr. Fred Matiang'i fronts himself as a great believer of human rights and the rule of law, the ghosts of his past are stuck with the man. During his tenure as Kenya's Interior Cabinet Secretary, Matiang'i faced multiple allegations of human rights violations. These allegations stemmed from various incidents involving police brutality, suppression of civil liberties, and disregard for junior orders. For example, in 2020, the Law Society of Kenya filed a petition against Matiang'i and other officials in the Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto government, citing widespread police brutality during the enforcement of COVID-19 curfews. Reports indicated that police officers assaulted civilians, including entering homes and beating occupants for being awake during curfew hours. A notable case involved the killing of a 13-year-old minor by police. These actions were deemed as violations of constitutional rights, including freedom from torture and inhumane treatment. Matiang'i stands accused of overseeing a regime marked by extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances as Interior Cabinet Secretary. These calls for accountability have been reignited by Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei, who highlighted incidents where bodies were found in River Yala, Savo, Garissa, alleging that many victims disappeared under suspicious circumstances during Matiang'i's tenure. Human rights organizations reported numerous cases of police killings and disappearances during this period. And then there's the part on Matiang'i, a believer in the rule of law, but his shadow stays with him. Now, in the contempt of court case in the early 2018, following a controversial deportation of opposition figure Miguna, the High Court issued multiple orders directing that Miguna be released from detention and produced in court. These orders were ignored by Matiang'i and other senior officials. Justice George Odunga found Matiang'i alongside Inspector General of Police Joseph Bonnet and Immigration Director Gordon Kihalangwa guilty of contempt of court. They were each fined 200,000 shillings to be deducted from their salaries. Now, let's fast forward that after Miguna's return to Kenya in March of 2018, the High Court ordered that he be allowed entry into the country. Despite this, Matiang'i and other officials facilitated Miguna's forced deportation to Dubai. The court noted that the officials had failed to comply with its orders, including the directive to release Miguna and present him in court. This act was seen as a blatant disregard of the rule of law. Fast forward to 2021, activist Okia Omtata filed a case accusing Matiang'i, along with the Principal Secretary Zainab Hussein and Prisons Commissioner General Wycliffe Ogallo, of failing to comply with a court order to provide tender documents related to a 1 billion shilling number plates production facility. The court directed the officials to supply the documents within 7 days, but they failed to do so, prompting Omtata to seek their jailing again for contempt of court.